All right, on the last episode of Point and Click Tributes, we started playing the game Uninvited. And we said that next time we played the game, we were going to try to accomplish two things. Number one, we want to get the key from this dancing little goblin dude. And we want to get the doll to talk. I did consult a walkthrough for this game to try and figure out why the doll spell was not working to get the doll to talk, and the reason is quite simple. That was not the correct doll. It's a different doll that actually talks. The doll we picked up last time, I believe, was essentially a red herring. I don't believe it does anything. It is there to basically trick you, and obviously it worked. So what we're going to do here is we are going to take the knife from the kitchen, and I'm going to show you how to get the real talking doll. So we're going to go out here. There's our little goblin friend once again. Look at him dancing around. Isn't he a little cutie? Probably making him hungry. That could be a clue for later. We are gonna go back out to this little sitting area from when we first came in. And we're gonna use, I feel bad defacing the furniture of this humble abode, but we're gonna use the knife on the couch. You slice open the couch and find a key. How you like me now? I'm gonna take that little key. And we're gonna go back to that game room that we were just in a moment ago. And we're gonna use click. The cabinet is unlocked, and look at this. The old looking doll is shaped like a gypsy fortune teller. The detail on the doll makes you think that it is almost alive. Well, that probably sounds a lot more like the doll that we need, don't you think? Now that we have that little fellow, we're going to use the doll spell that we learned last time as well. You shouted "Doll, doll" as loudly as possible. A weird voice emerges from the doll's lips. Talk to my pious brother. He can help you find your sister. A word from him can open doors in high places. You memorize the magic words. Alright, so now we got a new spell. Open Sesame. And hopefully that will be something that is very useful. This room must be some sort of trophy room. You feel sorry for the animals that were killed only for sport. Little moralizing here. In this game, I'm going to go ahead and take this cage. We're going to need that. Oy vey. What's happening to you? The evil air that pervades the estate seems to have invaded your very being. Your head and chest feel heavy and thick. I don't think you can take any of these guns. That might make things easier if we could, but we can't. We're gonna open this door and go out to a new area of the house, hitherto unexplored. This is where stuff starts to get really interesting. You're in the backyard. In the distance, you can see 3 buildings. You should leave what you don't need here. So this is kind of similar to, if you guys recall in Deja Vu, there's that area of the sewer where you can discard a bunch of stuff in the water. This is kind of the equivalent of that for Uninvited. All right, let's go. We'll explore these left to right. You stand at the entrance of a large domed building. I don't think Open Sesame works for this. It couldn't be that easy. Shout out "Oh Sesame" as loudly as possible. Nothing happened. And I don't think the key works on this, or maybe it does. So if you recall in Deja Vu, there was a different key for every single purpose. Uninvited, there are some keys that have more than one use. Alright, so maybe we won't be starting in this. Maybe we won't be starting with this building. Alright. We will come back to this one. We're gonna go to this building next. You stand before the greenhouse. The glass is covered with dust. Oh, greenhouse. Let's see what's around. The plants within this greenhouse are very dead. We need to take the watering can. I don't think we need any of these. Yeah, these are all. You feel a force taking over your mind. You know that it is not your own. You begin to feel almost at home here among the undead. No, you say out loud, shaking your head. I will find my sister! Alright. I think we have to use the watering can with this little faucet here. Okay. There we go. Now use the watering can with faucet. Okay. I don't remember what we do. Do we have to water? Oh! You now have to question the reliability of your eyes. You think you see a somewhat cute, abstract creature with a key in its hand prance by. Yes, we saw him earlier in the game room, of course. This is the only empty flower pot in the greenhouse. Its dry soil needs watering. Hint, hint, big hint. Use the watering can on this thing. Water streams from the can into the hard and cracked soil. A tiny sprout has pushed its nose out of the dry dirt. Well, that was fast. The previously lifeless clay pot now sports a lush green plant. Try one more time. What's in this water? What's in this magical water? Absolutely no water comes out. It is empty. Use the watering can with some more H2O. Go back in. Yes, we know. Use watering can. Water streams from the can into the hard and cracked soil. Wow! The plant suddenly bears fruit. We're gonna take the fruit. Now you might think, because the game said, that little monster dude looks like he might be hungry. And now we saw the monster dude in here. And now we have a piece of fruit. You might logically think, oh, you probably have to give that fruit to the little monster guy somehow. That is not what you have to do. Not at all. Fruit looks quite tasty. Suddenly it feels like an evil presence is trying to take over your body. You feel like you are going insane. You wonder how long you can stand against this evil force. At this rate, not much longer. You see a bird fly past you. Oh, as you approach the building, you see that it's guarded by two menacing dogs. Dogs, you say to yourself. Why did it have to be dogs? I guess our main character is not a dog lover. So I'm trying to remember. We have to use one of these spells. If I examine them, does it remind me what they all are? If the path is barred with more than one, the storm to come to make them run. Yep, so it's this one, I believe. My path is barred by more than one, and I want to make them run. So I'm going to speak the spell, Thundade. You shouted Thundade as loudly as possible. Suddenly, lightning begins to flash, and you hear a loud peal of thunder. Sorry, I can't read. A loud peal. I was going to say, I've never heard it referred to as a pearl of thunder. I thought there would be a little poetic. A loud peal of thunder. At this, the dogs recoil. They put their tails between their legs and scamper away. The door is now unguarded. Well, let's see what they were guarding, shall we? Open the door. You stand in solemn awe in this abandoned house of worship. You feel the presence of long-dead worshippers. Take the goblet. As you fill the goblet, who said anything about filling it? As you fill the goblet, you see the altar move to the side. Wow, you found a secret passage. So I'm going to save the game right here for a second, and I will tell you why. So I remember this part of the game very vividly because it freaked me the heck out as a kid. So when you try and move, this dot represents the passageway you just found. So if we say move, it says you really don't want to climb down there. There is a spider down there that's bigger than a bread box. Then if you try and move down there a second time, it says you really don't want to climb down there. Really, that spider is bad news. Don't try to go down there. So now the fact that it's, okay, oh, I did it again, and now it's saying something different. So I kept doing it. You really don't want to climb down there. The spider that's down there would rip you to shreds. So me as a kid playing this, and I think I was in, I don't know, maybe like 3rd or 4th grade when I first discovered this game. So I was like, oh, every time I try to move down there, it's saying something different. Let me keep doing this to see how many different things it says. Well, what do you know? It's a giant spider. It crushes your tiny body in its large, powerful jaws. Your quest is over. That freaked me out so freaking much when I was, not right now, when I was a child playing this game for the first time. It freaked me out. Alright, so we're going to go back to where we saved it. We are not going to go down there. I think we can take, yep, the candelabra. And then, what's this? This heavy stone bust displays a look of pious self-righteousness on its marble face. Its solemn expression makes you think that he may have been deeply religious. So if you remember that message we got from the doll a few moments ago, he mentioned a pious brother. And now that description mentioned this statue looking very pious and religious and stuff. So we are going to speak the spell that we got from the doll, which was O Sesame. You shouted O Sesame as loudly as possible. The marble bust speaks. It moans these words. Let the door be opened for this poor strayed lamb, but he must not travel in darkness. As soon as the statue stops speaking, the door opens. out there. And you step into a large yard. You can see a stone maze in the distance. A horrifying apparition in the shape of a classic ghost swoops down upon you like a bird of prey. The strange amorphous creature quickly begins to rip you apart. Its shrieking face is the last thing you'll ever see. Your quest is over. Well, messed that up. So the statue mentioned not traveling in darkness. We have those candles. We're gonna light the matches. What are you gonna set on fire? How about myself? No, I'm kidding. We are gonna set on fire the candles. When the flame is put near the candles, it starts burning. So now we should be able to go out here with no issue. You step into a large yard, you can see a stone maze in the distance. Take 2. A horrifying apparition in the shape of a classic ghost swoops down upon you like a bird of prey. But the thing's offended by the flames and flies off to its supernatural home. Alright. See, it didn't like those flames. You wonder where you are. All you can see is stone walls. You feel that you are lost in a very strange place. So this part of the game, unless you are following a walkthrough, which I am not at the moment, as you guys know, I prefer to try and go through it on my own as much as possible, and just refer the walkthrough if I get stuck. But unless you're following along exactly where to go, it's very easy to get kind of lost and stuck in the maze part because a lot of it looks the same. There are letters engraved on the stone slab. It's very hard to read them. The Blothany gem is in the deep place. Right. I'm gonna try and go this way. West. Move west. Let's keep going west however far we can and see what we get. Alright. Now we're gonna go south. This really is a dead end. Let's hope you don't turn up the same way. Alright, well, so now we know that that's not the way to go. So, what if we go east? East. What if we go north again? Come on with this! Oh, your head feels very weird. There are letters engraved on the stone slab. It's very hard to read them. The pendant can protect you from the undead. How's that working out? What's this one say? There are letters engraved on the slab. It says, the bouncing creature loves things that fly. Let's keep going north for now. Whoa, this is like a scene from a Living Dead film. It brings new meaning to the term dead end. Alright, we're gonna go back from here. Let's try and go this way. Oops. It's a tombstone. Luckily, your name hasn't been carved into it. You feel a force taking over your mind. You begin to feel at home. No, I'll find my sister. Keep going this way for now. Let's see what we run into. A zombie stands before you. There's no doubt in your mind that this creature is undead. The zombie grabs your arm with its bony hands. Quickly, it takes a voracious bite out of you. The miserable dead now welcome your company. Your quest is over. This game's intense. Alright, yeah, this was where we didn't want to go. Does it let me go back without disrupting this dude? Yeah, okay. Alright. Let's go back this way. Okay, let's go north in this tombstone. I really don't know where I'm going. And I actually only have a pretty vague memory of what you want to accomplish in here. The words on the gravestone read, "Here lies Talamar, so we think." Okay. Talamar? Oh yeah, this is where yeah. It's these guys again. Well, I don't really want to hang out with those guys. Maybe we go south. This is very riveting gameplay to watch, I'm sure. What the? Enough of these guys. Now, have we already been to this one? The bounce, yeah, we saw this one before. The maze actually was a part of the game that I actually hated when I played this before as a kid. And I'm not overly fond of it now either. Did you see this one before? Yeah, we saw this one. One thing that is good though, besides me constantly dying for no apparent reason, one thing that is good. Oh, I don't think we went this way yet. I'll finish that sentence in a minute. Have we seen this one? Yeah, we saw that one already. Alright, I might be going around in circles here. And as entertaining as it must be for me to really keep doing that, what I was gonna say is one thing that is kind of nice about being in the maze part is anytime we want, we can use the spell Telemaze, and it takes you back out. So you have a quick way to get back out of the maze if needed. Now I understand what it means to go from here to there, you say to yourself. So here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking we're gonna leave off here, actually. I know I said we would accomplish getting the key from that little goblin in this edition. Obviously, we did not do that quite yet, but I think it is also obvious that I am not prepared to tackle the maze at this particular juncture, so we will resume this game next time tackling the maze. There's something very important we need to get from that maze, and then hopefully after that, we will finally get the key from our little dancing goblin friend. So stay tuned for the next exciting edition of Point and Click Tributes, where we will continue to play Uninvited.